Hello everyone, my name is Marcus and I'm the Director of Partnerships here at Varjo, and me and my team, we've been working very closely with ESI Group on the IC/IDO 16 version release, where we've added Varjo specific functions such as XR into this release. So we're very excited to be here, and I've noticed in the registration of the webinar that a lot of the people attending were from the automotive customers that we already are working very close with when it comes to design reviews. So many of you might have our products in your companies already, but we've actually during the years come across IC/IDO very many times as a request of a popular software in the engineering sector from the automotive companies that we've been working with, such as GM, that we will come back to later in this talk. And when they're asking about software compatibility with our headset, then they tend to ask for IC/IDO. So we're very glad to be here. We had the first meeting with ESI Group in 2021, in the spring 2021, a bit more than a year ago, and we agreed that do the full OpenXR integration of Varjo would happen to this version 16. So we started the integration and supporting the integration during the Q1 this year, and now we're here. So I'm gotta say that the integration looks great. Frame rate looks really good, and we're really happy to see this high resolution headset functions integrated in this tool, and the XR functions that fits really well into the engineering workflow. So super happy about that. Shortly about Varjo, we were founded about 6 years ago in 2016, in a time when VR headsets were really low resolution, and we were destined to set out to innovate in this field to bring high resolution that is needed for precise decision making. And we're now 170 plus employees, and we have about 100 million USD funding. The three focus areas that we're mostly active in is within training and simulation, for pilot training, for example, and design and engineering, which IC/IDO is part of that vertical, and research and medical, where we're training doctors and so on. We have offices, our headquarters in Finland, Helsinki, and we have also offices in Washington, D.C., UK, and Germany. So here you see the whole range of our current portfolio of headset, the VR3, the XR3, and the Aero, which all have slightly different features. The VR3 and XR3 has 2 displays per eye, which is what we call the bionic display. This is what allows you to see VR content in human eye resolution. So really high precise details. They also, all of our devices have built-in eye tracking, and also the ergonomic fit is the same between all the headsets. So they're really made to be worn for a long time use for industrial designers, or for example pilot training for critical missions. The Aero is our B2C headset, which has a lower price point, targeting flight simulator enthusiasts. And the XR3 here in the middle has the added cameras in the front, which gives you the mixed reality functions. Our headset also has hand tracking that makes it possible to interact naturally with virtual content. However, that feature is not yet available in IC/IDO, but maybe that's something that we'll work with in the future. They say that seeing is believing, so best way to get an idea on what our headset is like is to try it out yourself. But this picture should give you an idea on the comparison between a normal commercial headset on the left-hand side and our human eye resolution on the right-hand side. So you can see that the details and the sharpness of the picture on the right is really allows you to read the text and see the sharp lines and the contrast and reflections of the material. And that's why industrial designers likes to use our headset. And it's not just the resolution, but it's also the premium lens materials that we're using in our headset that makes a big difference. So let's talk a little bit about the XR3, our mixed reality headset. It's really unique because of its video pass-through technology, which means that you have 2 cameras in the front of the headset that are filming and streaming the real world into the VR display in real time with very little latency. This is what we call mixed reality, and you can use augmented reality as well for this. It's the same thing, but it also has integrated hand tracking, and it also has a LiDAR that senses depth. So the depth is very useful when you want to place a virtual object on top of a real object. So that's also something that you will see later. And with the video pass-through, the strength of it is really that the objects that you see in VR is really opaque. So if you compare it with the optical see-through, and then you will see that the objects are usually a little bit like ghost-like, like on the HoloLens. But with our technology, you can really see sharp lines and reflections, and everything is very crisp. So this unique take on mixed reality allows for this kind of first photorealistic mixed reality design review to happen here at Kia's site in Frankfurt, where multiple people are joining in on the same session to discuss the design changes on this car. So about 2 years ago, we published this case study, and Kia was reporting that they could cut down the review times with 99% because they didn't have to use the clay models anymore, and the expensive physical prototype was not needed anymore. So now with ICI Duo 16, we can really do the same thing with engineering processes such as human-centered validation and product integration and manufacturing, service and maintenance. So you don't no longer have to do this expensive prototypes anymore. You can actually see it and work directly on the virtual model. And with this high resolution that we're bringing, it can really enhance the virtual trust on when you're taking decisions on a digital objects directly. And you can take the right decisions earlier. You can save costs and not having to build the physical prototypes, and you can find the errors before they appear already in the pre-series cars. And so here's a video that we've shot directly seen from the headset, and this is shot in our office, where you can grab a virtual tool and you can see the engine directly in mixed reality. You can see the environment around you, and you can use the collision detection. And you can also see here the real hands and how the depth works, where you're including a real hand, and with a virtual object you can see how you can access different parts of it. So one of the early uses of this technology was GM, and I'd like to hand it over the microphone here to David Dolenga from GM's Immersive Technology Lab to say a few words about the value that they see working with these solutions such as this. We've supplied GM with XR3 headsets for various use cases, and David has been part of the ESI's early alpha program. So this is a great example on how customer-focused innovation, where both there is a customer, a software partner, and a hardware partner, where we really can kind of listen to the customer and create this solution together. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to you, David, to say a few words. Thank you.